Hey fellas, ladies and gentlemen, fellas, whatever. I'll make a quick video to add on to yesterday's little bit of video. I had 2 jobs that I needed to get done right quick before I could do anything. I'm gonna go to the shop in the morning. I gotta go to work tonight. And it took me all day. It took me a lot longer than I thought it was going to get them jobs done. And it really sucks, but you know, that's the life of me. And you know, I'll show you what I did yesterday, and it's not really all that much, but you know, I'm not in the greatest of health. I mean, I'm not in bad health, but I'm not in the greatest of health, and it tears me up to do things like that. I have arthritis in my hips real bad, and in my knees, and it's hard for me to get up and down, and if I do it a lot, I get pretty sore and wore out pretty quick. I got a tractor that I need to get started and get out of the way. It's the tractor I use, not a real big, it's a garden tractor, a large Craftsman tractor, you could say. And I use it to pull stuff around at the shop. I had to smooth out the driveway, so you know, it had a bunch of ruts and crap in it, and I do that for the landlord just because, you know, he cuts me some slack on the rent when I do it. And dang it, allergies are acting up. Spring, phew. But anyway, we got that all done finally, and by that time it was dark. I'd been at the shop since 8 o'clock that morning, and you know, dark around here right now is 8:30, 9 o'clock, and after 12 hours of working on stuff that I really don't have to work on, but I really do, I was pretty tired, and I know I'm making excuses, and I could have stayed up there. I needed to stay up there a little longer, but I was pretty wore out. And what I'm gonna do is, I guess, do the week after I get off work, I'm gonna go by my shop in the morning and do an hour or so, you know, of work to see what I can get done and videoed. That way I've got some content to put out, because I'm falling down on my content, and I know in the long run it's gonna hurt the channel. And you know, it's what I've got to do if I want to make this work and make, you know, get a following of some kind. I'm gonna have to start doing what I'm saying I'm gonna do, and I apologize for not getting it done. But on a short note, my brakes are warped. I bought this truck. It's a 99 Expedition. I bought it for $100, and it needs some repairs, but it gets me back and forth to work. I don't like driving anything nice to work because of the acid in the air, but I'll talk about that later. But anyway, back to the story. I got lost now that I got sidetracked. You know, I'm a squirrel. I seen something shiny, but you know, I'm gonna get back on track with the shop and start getting stuff done there. We've got to pull the motor and transmission out of this one truck, and then we've got to put it into another truck, and from there on, you know, it's going to be my son's truck's going to come up there, and we're going to pull the motor out of it, and probably rebuild the bottom end. And now he's wanting to do his Suburban that he's got. He's got an 87 Suburban. It's new enough that it's got the throttle body injection, but it was before they changed the body style. And you know, I think it was the first year of the 350 with the throttle body injection in the Suburban. So You know, it's 87 or 88. I think it's an 88. But it was one of them Cowboy Edition Suburbans, you know, that they took and they put bucket seats in and blah blah blah, and made it really nice. And it was another cheap vehicle that I grabbed a hold of. I paid $200 for it, and it, you know, that's kind of high for what, you know, what it was. It was still in pretty good shape. It needed paint, you know, it had a fancy paint job on it. It wasn't a factory paint job. So, you know, if he ever paints it or ever decides to paint it, dear Lord, if he ever decides to paint it, it's not going to be, you know, it's probably going to be one solid color, I'm sure, maybe two, but it's still a nice vehicle. It's got some issues. It's got the, like I said, it's got the 350 in it with the throttle body injection. It ran pretty good. We've had to change out the rear ends. It had that G88 rear end, the one with the centrifugal weights in it that helped it, you know, lock up. It was a 10-bolt lockup, and they were kind of crap. G80, G88, I can't remember what they're called, but that rear end blew up, and it was blowing up, I think, when I got it, because you could hear it kick in, kick out when it shouldn't have been. And he just toasted it more or less, because he'd go mudding on the dirt roads and ditches and stuff, and I mean, it had no problem with it, but he ended up blowing up the rear end. So we changed them out. I found a set of axles in the junkyard of all places, and I paid $100 for both of them. And one was a 12-bolt. They're a little high geared. They're 308 geared, but for that Suburban, you know, it's not going to hurt it. It's got the 700 R4 in it, so it's got a pretty low first gear. And other than that, you know, it's been a pretty good vehicle so far. He hasn't run it in a while, and we had it parked at the shop, and people stole some of the chrome off of it. They've stole the gas tank out of it. You know, people, I hate thieves. I don't know what to do about them. You know, my landlord's got insurance, but I should have, you know, renter's insurance, I guess, for the place. And it's going to be kind of hard to get renter's insurance, because the shop's already been broke into 4 times since I've had it. I've lost almost $5,000 worth of tools. That's one of the reasons I'm moving shops. I'm not moving very far, but if I get out of that shop, I can rent the other shop and say, no, it's never been, you know, robbed or broke into, because it hasn't. So, you know, that's not fraud. But anyway, you know, it's just like I said, I'm gonna get back on track with my stuff, and I promise you, I'm gonna start putting out some decent videos, tearing down motors, rebuilding motors. You know, we're not gonna, you know, we're gonna do the LS rebuild on standard, you know, the old school Chevy small blocks. I've done it several times, and you know, without problems. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. And you know, like I said, I've you know, I've done a minor overhaul on this stuff. You know, rings and rod bearings, main bearings, without changing cam bearings, and never had a problem. Wow, I don't know what that was. I don't remember what's back there, but anyway, I do have a cam driver, and you know, if the cam bearings need changed, I'll change them. Most of the time, if you got oil pressure, you don't have a problem with cam bearings, and I've never built a motor that, you know, the cam bearings wore out on. Now these new LS engines and LT, you know, LT1s, LT4s, they're you know, prone to wearing out cam bearings, because, you know, they run 240,000 miles, and they don't have to have anything done to them. You know, the oil pressure starts dropping off, you can bet you need cam bearings. So, you know, it's just one of them things. I've got some things to learn about the LS engines, and like I said, I've got probably 2 vehicles that I'm gonna put an LS in. I've just about got my son talked into putting an LS in his Suburban. It would be a much better engine for it. It would pull a lot better. If he changes the engine and transmission, you know, puts the engine and then a 4L80E in there, even a 5.3 is going to run better than the 350 he's got in it. You know, just plain more horsepower. So, you know, I just about got him talked into it, and you know, I guess we'll go from there. If not, he can run that $700 on it for a while until he can get one. But you know, I believe the transfer case he's got on the back of that $700 4 will go on a 4L80E or a 4L60E, either one, and do for what he's, you know, needing it for. As far as the lock-up torque converter and stuff like that, we'd have to figure that out. You know, put a button on there to lock it in and lock it out, a button and a light. That way we know if it's set up in tow mode or not tow mode, and that should be a trick. I'll call the guy on LT1, see if he knows anything about it. He's pretty good with that stuff, and he's pretty good about answering, you know, the questions that are asked. And I guess basically all I'd have to do would be to chase down the wires that go into the computer that control that, and then hook a wire to it with either I don't know if it's 12 volt to activated or 12 volt to unactivated or whatever, and we'll go from there. But anyway, just gonna let you know what happened. I'll show you what I did in the morning. I'm gonna go by the shop in the morning for a little while, if I'm not tired. It's my first night back to work, and usually I'm not up to it, but like I said, I'm gonna do my best because I've got to start doing this and making it work. And I want to get more fans, or not even fans, just more followers and watchers, and you know, more views, and that way, you know, maybe I can get more things to do. If I start making money off the channel, most of it's going to go back into the channel, so y'all can expect, you know, if I ever get monetized, that we will get better and better videos, just like any of these other car channels do, you know. So we'll push the envelope as much as we can, but you know, as long as I'm funding it myself, you know, it's gonna be pretty slow, because you know, I'm supporting my family still, and you know, there's not a lot of extras. But anyway, other than that, we're at home, and or we're at work, and I'm about ready to go, so we'll holler at you guys tomorrow on the way to the shop, and I'll show you what I got going on, and we'll talk to you later. Man, busy. You guys are late today. I don't know why they're staying so late. I'm betting our plant is up, or the other plant is down, or something. Yeah. Boy, howdy. It's supposed to be a low of 45 tonight, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'm gonna be stuck in the office. Terry, my partner's still off. I'm hoping he gets to come back, but I'm not betting on it. He's still pretty weak from his stroke, and you know, I pray for him every day that, you know, he's gonna get better. But I don't think this is the place for him to work. There's too much stress involved here, and you know, stress for him is a bad word. So Anyway, I'll let you guys go, and I'll talk to you in the morning. God bless you. If you like my videos and you want to subscribe, push that little button right down there. I will get more content on here, and I promise you, you'll start, my videos will start being better. And anyway, I got to get off here. We'll talk to you later. Bye.